But to be very clear here, I actually see the opportunity in copper as being better than oil, even better than uranium longer term. It is just absolutely, truly a critical mineral. I mean, they call it Dr. Copper for a reason, right? And so just population growth alone means we need more copper. Inflation, the macro context that I started with, that means copper is being a real thing that governments can't print is likely to go up. And then on top of that, we have the electrification, the EVs. And yes, even if you hate EVs, you need to understand other countries don't. And they're adopting them as fast as they can. And that's going to take more copper. And then now on top of this, we have the AI thing. And okay, it was very funny to me that when that DeepSeek thing happened in China, that was suddenly more energy efficient, uranium dropped, copper dropped, like everybody's like, oh, well, we don't need energy for AI. But that's ignoring all the other reasons why we need more energy and more copper. So I see the AI thing as probably a huge tailwind for copper. I mean, whether you believe in AI is a load of dingoes' kidneys or not, doesn't matter. The so-called hyperscalers, they're building these massive data centers. There is an arms race in this. I mean, even Putin has talked about AI as being an arms race and how essential it was for Russia to get there first. And the Chinese demonstrably are not to be left behind. So this is happening around the world. And it's going to require a lot of raw materials, including copper. So I'm just as bullish as I can be, bigger picture on copper, but it is still Dr. Copper. And we are still at that point where the other shoe, I think, is about to drop on these Trump tariffs. And people are so relieved that after so-called Liberation Day, many of the tariffs are not as high as they were, in that shock and awe back then. But some of them are higher. And they are now starting to be felt in the real world. So here's how I see it. I suspect we're going to see more opportunities to buy copper stocks at lower prices in the near term. So I've been building cash and waiting for that. If I'm wrong, I will miss those lower buying opportunities, but I'll still be able to jump on the bandwagon and enjoy a multi-year, if not several decade bull in copper, because the new sources of supply are just not there while the demand is going through the roof, right? So if I'm completely wrong, I still make money. Whereas if I'm right and I jump in now and I get a chance to buy things 50% off, next quarter, I will definitely hear about that from my readers. So partly my answer is as a newsletter writer, right? Or a person whose guidance people follow. I'm just very, very reluctant to give an all clear signal, go buy stuff if there's a significant chance of lower prices in the near term. But like I said before, if I'm wrong about those lower prices, there's still plenty of opportunity to profit. And if, dear audience, you disagree with me, you think the worst of Trump shock is done, the bottom is in for copper, then don't wait for me. You know what to do. If I'm wrong and those cheap prices are not coming, then it's onward and upward from here. Personally, I'd rather wait to see if I get those bargains. And if I have to pay a little more later, I'll pay a little more later.